Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We have another road trip here. We're going to be going from Vancouver, Washington, just on the other side of the Columbia River, all the way down to Ashland today. It's only about a 4.5 hour drive, but we're going to do some stopping, taking a look at a few things. Might be able to make the entire trip on just the charge we have now. We do have a full battery charge right now, so we'll kind of take a look at that. This is kind of the end of a larger road trip, so if you guys want to watch the first couple of videos, click on the links down below, but you'll be able to see that. This is my 2021 Tesla Model S long range version, and this car is actually due for a lease return in just a few weeks. So it's kind of our last road trip in the car, and I'm just getting it cleaned up. Couple things to note on road trips is I always bring, you can see right over here, I always bring a bottle of Windex or some kind of cleaner so I can get the windows. One thing that's kind of interesting about EVs is you never really pull over to a gas station to clean your windows, so it's always a good idea to bring a window cleaner or other cleaner with you. Now this car is pretty full on this road trip. We have myself, my wife, our two teenage kids, and a mid-size golden doodle. So pretty darn full. A number of bags. We got the entire front will be filled, and then as well as the back of the car. My wife's just at the hotel here. She's getting all the last minute bags packed up, and then I think a bellman's going to be helping her down with all of her bags. So we'll be leaving here in the next few minutes. So car's been a champ driving up here, no problems at all. As you can see, Walter, our golden doodle's just camping out in there right now, waiting for my wife to come down with the bags, and then we're gonna get it all packed up. So you can see there's hardly anything in it right now, but we will soon be packing it all the way up. There's Walter just hanging out. By the way, these seats, white seats, have been great. They're very durable, but they do get dirty. Now, the great thing about them is really simple cleaner, or even baby wipes. You can get the dirt off of it really quick. So typically when we have a road trip like this, the dog will get it clean. I have to kind of clean it a couple times. Black will certainly disguise the dirt a lot better, but the dirt's still there. So you gotta kind of clean it and keep an eye on it. Tires have been doing really good. I've been keeping a close eye to make sure that I have the proper air PSI in each tire, so there's no problems at all as we get going here. All right, so we're gonna get this thing going, waiting for the wife to come down. We'll get it packed up, and then we're gonna get on our road trip, which will be going down to Ashland today. So again, we're gonna be doing a couple activities first here in Vancouver. Try to have an early lunch and then get on the road by no later than 1 p.m., which means we should get to Ashland by about 5 p.m. or so today. So looking forward to that. So come along for the ride and let's enjoy this. Just cruising down I-5 South here. We're gonna probably charge, not that we fully need to, but we're gonna get out, stretch our legs, use the restroom here in about 30 minutes. We're gonna go to Crestwell, Oregon. So what do we got there? Just past Eugene. Let's see what we got there as far as options. Okay, first thing is 250 kilowatts here, charging 8 stalls, 1 en route, which might be us, and it's 43 cents a kilowatt hour, so kind of expensive for Oregon. We've been here before, right? They actually have a pretty decent restaurant. We'll certainly get this on video for you guys coming up here. And what other options are there? Click on the food option. I don't think we're hungry because we just ate about an hour and a half ago.
Oh, that's the family restaurant and sports bar. The kids cannot eat there.
Oh yeah, isn't it an adult?
Yeah, because it's a sports bar. And
Oh yeah, and we're technically in the state of Oregon. Kids under 21 cannot go in the bar area.
And then they had like a separate section that was a family restaurant, so the kids were there, but we had to be on a separate place because of the dog.
Yeah. That's
How
right.
funny.
That's right.
Yeah.
But in California, you know, kids can go into bars if they're under 21. They just obviously can't order anything.
And then at 9 o'clock usually, then they're not allowed.
Right, after
Yes.
9 o'clock, yeah, in California. So, anyways, a couple options there. Even, can you scroll through that, please? There's even a Taco Bell and some other things that are, looks like all in walking distance. So we'll certainly get that on video. But that's our next destination here, coming up in about 30 minutes. Just got here to Crestwell, and we're gonna plug in. We have actually 174 miles on the battery, which is pretty good, about 83 degrees outside. I think we're gonna just charge here for a few minutes. Let me see here. We're gonna be going down to, this is not exactly the place, but it is in Ashland. So you can see we're only gonna need about 15 minutes, 20 minutes or so to charge here. We have about 2 hours and 54 minutes left, so should be pretty good. And we'll get to Ashland about 5 o'clock or so.
Probably less because it's -10.
No, that's because it hasn't charged yet.
Ah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get this guy plugged in. Here we go. Let's see, hit the button and the charge door opens, plug it in. And now we're gonna wait for the green flashing light here. Now the car did precondition the battery, so it should spike up fairly quickly. Let's see, we're at 140 kilowatts. As you can see, it's climbing up.
Well, how about you pee in the real bathroom?
But it'll get a little bit more here. Should go up to 250, no problem. But yeah, 14 minutes. So let's go ahead and do a quick review of what this supercharger is all about and what are the restaurants around here. Okay, Crestwell. So you can see not a lot of charging stations here. I think there's about 8 of them. They are 250 kilowatts, which is nice. But not a ton going on here. This place called TJ's, what's interesting about this place is that it's kind of a bar-like restaurant. So on this side, you can bring kids in and they got, you know, burgers, sandwiches, things like that. On this other side, it's actually more of a full bar and you can't bring kids in. And even this little outdoor area, which is an interest for us because we have a dog. So a lot of times the dog will stay out here, and that can be very helpful, but the kids are not allowed to go into that area. So it's kind of interesting. We were here one time before where we ended up eating there with the dog, and then our kids had to eat in here. So it's kind of interesting. But anyways, that's what this place is all about. Over here you have, let's see here. There's obviously a few gas stations over here. There is a little motel right there. I think there's a Chinese place here. I don't know if it's still open. It looks like a little coffee shack there. And then I think there's a taqueria over there. A few other places that are probably in walking distance. As you saw on the Tesla computer, we kind of pointed out there should be a Taco Bell around here as well. That's probably within walking distance. So that's the TJ's Sports Bar. So that's really it for Crestwell, but it is right off the highway. So there's the highway. Whereas the major supercharger before this is in Springfield, right next to Eugene, Oregon. And it's about, 15 or 20 minutes north of where we're at right now. But overall, the challenge with the Springfield is they're only 150 kilowatt chargers. So it's literally going to take you close to twice the amount of time to charge. So here we're only going to be here for 15 minutes, which is great. So quick 15-minute charge, use of the restroom, stretch a little bit, and we're back on the road. You having a good time, Lou? All right. How about Walter?
Not. Mom left.
I know, but how's Walter doing?
He's very depressed that mom
Oh,
left.
because Mom left. Yeah. But the car's been running just great. I mean, we're very happy with this. It's kind of, I think most of you, if you're following this particular road trip series here, you'll know that this is a lease return that's going to be scheduled to go back here June 26th, coming up just a few weeks from now. And it's definitely kind of a sad, this is the best road trip car we've ever had. Those of you that may not know, we also have a 2016 Model X, so a little bit older. Only challenge with that one is the battery doesn't go as far. It only goes about 220 miles because it's, 2016, so it's 8 years old. It's got about 90,000 miles on it. Only thing I've ever had to replace on that car is the tires. This car is a 2021 long range version, so I can get 338 miles on the battery on this guy, and it's a champ. I mean, this, for what we use, 2 teenagers, mom, dad, dog, bags, everything fits in it. Still has a really nice sporty design. Handles incredible on freeways, and cruising speeds at 85 or 90, no problem. It's just great. Having the electric car with the instant torque is always really, really nice to have as well, which is something we just love. So I'm gonna miss this car for road trips. We're really still trying to figure out what we're gonna get next. Are leaning towards Tesla, mainly because of the supercharging network, the full self-driving, and then overall the efficiency on the battery. A lot of people don't break down efficiency on battery, and what I mean by that is how much battery are you actually burning to get 1 mile or another. A lot of other car manufacturers will just put bigger batteries in their car, but the overall efficiency is not nearly as good. For example, the Chevrolet electric Hummer, very exciting car, but that battery is over 200 kilowatts. That's twice the battery that this car has in it, and this car will beat it in almost every spec: efficiency, long range, everything. So it just depends on what you're getting an EV for, but overall Tesla still holds the #1 spot when it comes to efficiency, supercharging network, and also what's really, really important to us now is the FSD. So full self-driving is just getting really, really good with version 12. So that's kind of why we're leaning a little more towards the Tesla. Crestwell, the supercharger there. We're back on the highway. Let's see how well we did here. So I'm gonna go to charging. Okay, it looks like we paid about $13.33. I think showed up at about 187 miles or so on the battery. Now we have 292. So pretty good charge, pretty quick. We were only there for about 17 minutes, so really, really quick charge. And we're back on the highway. Now we're headed down to Ashland, which is about 2.5 hours from here, or 165 miles, and we should arrive there with about 22% left on the battery. So should be a pretty quick trip. Okay, just got here to the Bard's Inn. It's a hotel in Ashland. It's the only one we were actually able to really get. Everything was kind of sold out because it's Saturday night. So we're gonna go ahead and stay at this hotel. That's actually the hotel we stayed at on our way down. So this is it, but there's actually a separate building kind of on the other side of this building, which is the one we're gonna be going to. So they do have some charging here. And luckily I have my adapter here. So we're gonna go ahead and plug that in. But overall, you can see there's another, I don't know if this is a hybrid or not, but there's another car charging here. And then obviously us. So we'll go ahead and plug this in here, and I'll kind of show you how that works. So if you just take this regular adapter, and let's see here, if you can see down below, you can just kind of take this adapter and you just kind of plug it in like this. As you can see here, there you go, just snaps into place. And then we have to kind of unwind this a bit and give ourselves a little bit of slack. Okay, so just like a supercharger with the adapter on, you can kind of see that. So you go ahead and plug this guy in, and it's going to go ahead and get green for us. There it is. So it is charging. Let's go ahead and see what kind of charging we're actually getting. Okay, so you can see it right here. Let's jump it up 32 amps, it says. And it's basically going to be most of the evening. But look, it's better than nothing. So I'm not going to complain too much, but it's basically saying 14 hours to charge. It is about 5 o'clock right now. So we'll have to see what this ends up being, but we're probably going to leave around probably 9 or 10 a.m. tomorrow. So I'm pretty sure this will go down quite a bit. And then the overall drive, let's see, we're going to go all the way to Pleasanton. So we'll have to see what the overall status is. But we'll take care of that tomorrow when we got a full battery on the car. So we're going to just kind of leave this here overnight. But I think that is going to end this particular video for the day, and we will continue with the last video clip tomorrow. In the last of the road trips, I'm going to be doing this 2021 Tesla Model S long range version, which has just been an incredible champ. As I've told you guys before in the video, this is definitely my favorite road trip car. You know, it'll go a good 300 miles, no problem, and it just handles the road well. It's just that right balance of sportiness, where it goes through the corners really well. It's got an electric EV, it's plenty of torque and power to overtake people or pass people if needed. Just handles the road just beautifully. So can't give it enough compliments overall. Just I've really enjoyed this car. So again, one of the reasons we're looking at another Tesla potentially for our next car. So we'll take a look at that. But join us for the next trip tomorrow. We're going to be driving here from Ashland down to Pleasanton, California. So it should be about 5 or 6 hours. And then we'll do an update at the beginning of that video to show you how many superchargers, but I think it's only going to be about one supercharger to get all the way down there. So we'll see. Part of it's going to depend on how much charge we get tonight. This does feel like a much slower charger. It's of course not a supercharger, but hopefully it's as much as I get from home. And if I do get from home, I think I get a few more amps at home, but we'll see if we get a full battery by the time we get in tomorrow morning. So thank you for joining us. Please like the video, and any comments or questions that you may have about this wonderful car, let me know. More than happy to answer them for you. Thanks again for joining us, Guy, and we'll talk to you again.
Walter, do you miss Max or Tank?
Oh, Tank.
What about Roxy?
You miss Roxy?
Here's Roxy.
What about the bird?
Or the duck.
The duck.
Or the gopher. How about the squirrel? Oh, no reaction to the squirrel? Oh.